We are back. We are back on the No Nonsense Trader channel, and I am Dave. And today I'm going to talk about the data that we are using on the Quant software. And I had a question, an email from someone saying, Dave, are you sure you're using the correct data? And I thought, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm using the correct data. And I double checked, and of course I wasn't using the correct data, and I'm gonna teach you what I learned about data that you can use in the Quant software. So let's get into it. So we're on the Strategy Quant X software, and we're gonna click on this part right here, Data Manager, and this is where our data is, and we're gonna look at this part right here. Dukascopy. Okay, Dukascopy is where we're getting our data that we're doing all the testing on. And so I opened an account with the Japanese Dukascopy because they have a branch office here, and you can open an account with them here in Japan. So I thought I had my data right because I was sourcing it from the same place. Okay, well that's a good idea. But it's only partially a good idea, because there's one more thing that you need to take into account with your broker, and when you're doing your back testing, you have to make sure you're using the same time zone as your server is on your broker. And so we're going to take a look here. It says time zone. This one just says UTC, and UTC and no number. This one says EST +7. And we can see over here, this time is the +7, but that is UTC 2. Okay, and that is 2 hours. Okay, plus the just normal UTC. Now, all these time zone terminology seems very confusing, but I'm gonna answer all these questions here and walk you along. So I thought I had my data correct just because I was using the same broker, and yeah. But when I went to double check after someone emailed me, I said, okay, well, let's just double check, and let's just see this. And so, let's see what they're talking about in this. And yeah, so then I did some research here on where am I looking here? That was right here. Yeah, here it is. And MT4, right? Okay, so the MT4 servers, right here, the MT4 server, you can see here is where the broker time is for my broker here. It says American winter, and it says GMT +2, and then it says American summer GMT +3. Now, what the hell are all these GMT and UTC and the other ones at EST? Oh my god. So anyways, this indicated to me that this is different than the data that I'm doing my back testing on. Okay, so all of the EAs I've created are on a different time zone. Okay, and yeah, so of data. So then I did some Googling, and this is the best explanation here. It explains on this one called newportquant.com. Cool website, never knew it existed. I'll put this in the link so you guys below, so you guys can read this, but they go into all of these things right here, the meanings of UTC, GMT, which are actually the same. And then and then daylight savings time. Oh my god, daylight savings time is when they they subtract and add an hour. Some places do it, some places don't. In Japan, they don't even do this, but in America they do, and they're going off the same server. So there's two parts to this. The first part is just explaining the terminology of the different time zones, and I actually learned a little bit. It was great to read this, and then it goes into more detail of how that goes along, exactly what the winter and summer changes are. and it shows you some differences in data with the daily, the 4 hour, 1 hour. It shows you some differences in those candles. Anyways, so yeah, mine is the GMT plus 2 server, so that's what I'm using. Okay, and okay, so right, we figured that out by going onto my broker's website and seeing that right here. Okay, so now how do we do that in Strategy Quant X? How do we change the data? It's actually not a big deal. You just click here. Let's use this one, and then you go to, okay, so this is the Great Britain US dollar, and it has minute 1. You can see I've only got UTC on here. Now I want to make this for my server, so you go on to tools, you click on clone to time zone. Okay, and now this you got all this good stuff right here, how it's gonna look. You can change the look if you want it, and you can do it easy here. You can just add the shift, or you can actually choose the time zone exactly. So we are gonna choose the time zone exactly. So UTC and GMT are exactly the same. So we're going to look for UTC plus 2. Okay, so then we're gonna scroll down and we see we got some here, right here. So UTC plus 2, and then it says whatever this place is I'm on, I don't know where that is, DST, yes, yeah, daylight savings times, yes. So that's what we want. So we just click on this, but I want to show you some other places. Look at this one, UTC Cairo, DST, no. Yeah, so there's no daylight savings times there. So we want the one with the daylight savings time. Maybe you can find your exact place where you're from or something like that on there, but whatever, you don't need to. And then you can also remove the weekends. If you don't need the weekends, then remove them. And then you just go like this, proceed. And then it will start cloning your data, and that's it. And then you've got this. And then so yeah, you've got your choices here. You can see it says UTC plus 2, and that is what we're using. And so then when you go into your builder, yeah, you can pick that. You can find that right here. Well, this one, we've already got some data here. Euro JPY, minute 1, UTC, UTC2. Click right there. So we've got the correct data. And yeah, this was a learning experience, but I just wanted to share that with you. And now to figure out your data with your broker, well, you can just shoot them a message on their website and just ask them, what is your broker's server time? And then they'll tell you. So I went around and I asked a bunch of different brokers what their server time was, and yeah, they all replied back immediately. And so it's super easy to do. I just wanted to get a test of the waters, like how many different broker times are out there, but I could only find the same broker as this one, the plus 2 with daylight savings time, so the same as mine. So yeah, now I've got my data right, and I wanted to share that with you. So sometimes in life we make mistakes, and yeah, how about my data? We made some mistakes, but we learned, and you know, a learning experience. And I got into the nitty-gritty of GMT and UTC, and I learned some things. And yeah, so I hope this was helpful for you. And you can ask your broker what their server time is, and you can get your data right for Strategy Quant X, and get going using your good data. Everyone, when you press the subscribe button, I get super stoked. And if you press like too, that's awesome. And I'll catch you in the next video, guys. Thank you.